my name's Jan, and this is Hank. And our cameraman is Gary. And when we went into where the dogs were, Hank was in the first kennel, and he just looked at me, and he had a stuffed toy in his mouth, and he was just wagging his tail, and he never barked. And all the other dogs were barking, but not Hank. He was just real quiet. He didn't want me to.
No, I thought he was the ugliest dog in the world.
I said, oh no, he's not. He's cute.
Like most people,
And anyway, Gary said, but he's not available. And he tried to get me to go look at other dogs. And I didn't want to go look at other dogs. I wanted Hank. And so a staff member came back there, and I just said to her, I want this dog. And she said, well, let me go see. So she was gone, and she came back, and she goes, he is available. I said, cool. So we took Hank home. And
yes,
he was the most fun dog. Yes, you were. He
remember,
would snore at night, and that was so funny.
Remember when he crawled into your lap in the front seat?
Yes.
Stick his head out the window? Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
He really liked to sit in your lap while you're the passenger. Hank instantly became part of our family. He was so much fun. He just wagged his tail. He was so happy to see you all the time. And he even smiled.
Yep.
He would,
so he could be laying on the floor, dead asleep. All you had to do was say his name, Hank, and his tail would start thumping the floor.
And if ever the heater was on,
oh, he was right in front of it.
He loved the heater. Always so polite. When he wanted to get up in your lap, it was like he was asking permission. And then he would just kind of slowly get up there, and then he would stick out his tongue, and with one swoop, he'd get your whole face.
Yep.
We just laughed and laughed. He had the widest tongue. You still do, don't you? And after about 3 weeks, Bruce was still sulking. He was still pouting. He was still acting like a brat. So, and you know, Hank would always try and play, but he'd get down on his front paws and wiggle his butt and wag his tail, but Bruce just ignored him. So we asked Jason and Buddy if they would like Hank, and they just jumped at the chance. But
yeah, they did.
Take Hank home.
And Jason is your son?
Jason is my son, and Buddy is my grandson. And Hank would go everywhere with Buddy and Jason.
It took them about 3 minutes to totally bond.
And every night at dinner time, when Jason and Buddy would come over, here was Hank wagging his tail.
Yep.
There's my hanky pank. And then May 9th came, and the detectives came over to our house because that was the address they had. And they were very elusive about why they were there, and I kept asking them why they were there, and they would never tell me, but they kept asking me questions, and I finally said, is this about Hank? And that's when then they kept asking me more questions, but they would word it a little bit different because they were trying to get me to say something bad about Hank. And I just couldn't. And I finally said, look, if you're trying to get me to say something bad about Hank, I just can't because he's a great dog. And then they told me they were taking Hank, and I was in tears, and I said, you're not taking him, are you? And they said, yeah, we're taking him because it's the law. You should have never adopted him.